So again, as we said, that imagine that I have a square, okay, and I cut this square into 3 parts, okay, 3 equal parts, okay. Now I can say that these 3 parts are 3/3 of my square, okay, 3/3 of my original square, okay. So this is my original square, okay. I'm going to cut it into 3 equal parts. If I cut it into 3 equal parts, this is going to be my result. I'm going to have 3 equal parts, okay, 3 individual parts, okay. So I call it 3/3. These are 3/3 of the square, okay. Now let's know another term, and of course we are going to solve and look over some examples in order to understand more, okay. If I have this, okay, and I cut this circle into 4 equal parts, I cut the circle into 4 equal parts. 4 equal parts means fourths, okay. So this is my circle, and I cut this circle into 4 equal parts. This is the first part, second part, third part, and fourth part. So these are the 4 parts, 4 equal parts of my circle. So I can say that if I cut these 4 parts, they are going to be 4 individual parts. So I can call them 4/4 of the circle, okay. So again, this is 4 equal parts, so that means the fourths, okay. That means it's fourths, okay. When I cut the circle into 4 equal parts, it means it's fourths. If I cut the square into 3 equal parts, it means 3/3. And if I cut the circle into 2 halves, it means 2 halves, okay. 2 halves, 2 equal parts, so it means 2 halves, okay. Now let's go over some examples together so you can understand what I mean. Okay, if I have this trapezoid, okay, this is a trapezoid. If I cut this trapezoid into 2 equal parts, okay, so I can say that I have 2 equal parts, okay. Each part is a half, okay. So again, 2 equal parts, because I cut this trapezoid into 2 equal parts, so now I have 2 halves, okay. Each part is a half, okay. The singular of half is half, okay. The singular word is half, and the plural word is halves, okay. We are going to change the F into VES, okay. So that means that we have 2 equal parts in this trapezoid, and each part is a half, as we said, okay. Now let's look at another example. Okay, imagine I have this rectangle, and I cut it into 3 equal parts, okay. my three parts are not that accurate, but imagine that they are accurate. Okay, they are just exactly three equal parts. Okay, so I'm going to say that I have how many equal parts? Who can tell me? Yes, excellent. I have three equal parts. Okay, so that means that each part is a third. Yes, very good. Excellent. Okay, so again, if I cut this rectangle into three parts, that means that I have three equal parts, and each part is a third. Okay, because we said if I cut a square or any 2D shape into three parts, we call it third. Okay, or 3/3. Now let me ask you another kind of question. Okay. Now, if I have this circle, okay, and I asked you to show equal parts, okay, and I labeled each question for you. For example, here I'm asking you to cut this circle into two halves. How are you going to do that? I'm going to draw simply a line from this point to this point. That's it. As simple as that. And in this way, I cut my circle into two equal parts, okay? Which means that now I have two halves. Okay? Now I have two halves. Okay? Make sure that if you cut or split any 2D shape, both parts, or whatever the 3 or 4 parts, have to have the same size. They have to be equal shares. Okay? Now, if I asked you to cut this rectangle into fourths, okay? Fourths. If I say the word fourths, that means that I will cut the rectangle into 4 equal parts, okay? Let me show you how can you cut. This is the first part, second, third, and fourth. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now I cut my rectangle into 4 equal parts. So that means that it's fourths. Okay? Let me show you another example. If I have this circle and I asked you to show me thirds, for example, how are you going to draw, or how can you show me thirds on this circle? Let me show you. You are going to draw this line from this point to the middle, and from this point to the middle, and a line from here to down. Okay, so now I have 3 equal parts. 1, 2, and 3. So this is what do we call thirds. Okay,